Hi everybody, a happy Easter. It's Easter Sunday today. I hope you're all having a lovely Easter Sunday. I am going to read you today a book called When Elephants Lived in the Sea. And there's a bit of a story behind this book. I once saw a photograph and it was in a National Geographic magazine, and it was of an elephant's trunk coming out of the water, and the elephant, you couldn't see the elephant, you could just see the trunk. And the elephant was swimming, and the elephant was using its trunk as a snorkel to breathe air while it was swimming along. And it fascinated me, this picture. And so I read a lot about elephants, and I found out something really interesting about them that I didn't know. And I'm going to read you this story, and you might work out what I read about, what I found out about when I was reading all about elephants and their evolution. So here we go. When Elephants Lived in the Sea. And it's written by me and illustrated by Vincent Agostino. The end papers look like elephant skin. When Elephants Lived in the Sea. It starts with a quote from someone called Aristotle, and he said, "In the same way in which divers provide themselves with an apparatus to allow them to breathe by drawing air from the surface of the water, and so can stay for a long time under the sea, elephants have been provided by nature with their elongated noses. Whenever they cross water, they lift it above the water to breathe, for, as we have said, the elephant's trunk is an organ of breathing." And here's my story. When the world was young, elephants lived in the sea. Like the whale and the dugong, they swam in oceans and rivers as if they loved the feel of swimming. They dived, explored, snorted, splashed, rolling with the waves like a swell. Deep water held up their heavy bodies, made them graceful, and the trunk? It was a snorkel. That's how they use their trunks. In a slow, dense world of water, legs like fins glistened, rippling circles beneath the surface, moving like wings, slapping the waves, floating when they rested. Elephants spoke in the sounds of the sea. They were water creatures. But as the world grew older, it was changing. Slowly, as slow as time will go, the seas became smaller, lands drifted. And the elephants? The elephants were changing too. They began a long, slow journey to where the land and water meet. When they arrived, the elephants walked out of the sea. Ambling, sliding, slow motion moving, they came to land. The elephants found a new home on the plains and in the jungle. With nothing to hold them up, their legs became strong to support them. They felt the sun warm their backs, the ground hold their feet. Their skin sagged and wrinkled in rain from the sky. They looked older, even when they weren't. The elephants came to understand the language of Earth, and then they were land creatures. Since that time long ago, elephants have lived on land, no longer in water like the whale and the dugong. But when they return to when the land and water meet, the elephants begin to swim because they still love swimming. They snort, dive, roll, galloping, kicking beneath the rhythm of the waves. Their trunks become snorkels again, their broad, dusty bodies cool once more. And it's as if they share some secret joy, as if they really do remember the time when they lived in the sea. And that's the end of that story, When Elephants Lived in the Sea. And the thing that I read about, that I discovered, well, I didn't discover it, other people had discovered it when I was researching this book, was that elephants' ancestors are sea creatures. Millions of years ago, elephants did live in the sea. They were marine mammals like a whale or a dugong or a seal. So they breathed air, but they were water creatures. And the trunk was a snorkel. And you know, elephants today, just like in the story, are really good swimmers. They can swim long distances and they can swim fast. And even today, they still use their trunks as snorkels. And at the back of this book, there's a lot of information all about elephant evolution and the things I read about when I was researching this book. So that's the book, When Elephants Lived in the Sea. I hope you've enjoyed that story, everyone. Tomorrow I'm going to be reading you a really weird book called The True Story of Mary Who Wanted to Stand on Her Head. It's quite a strange book. So I will be back tomorrow to read you that book. And happy Easter. Stay well, stay safe, stay home. Don't eat too many eggs. And have a lovely rest of the day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Bye.